Hey everyone, it's Nancy and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we are going to be chatting March favorites. I can't believe it's the end of the month. This month was my birthday month and I am a Pisces. Let me know if you are also a Pisces, but it was such a wonderful month. I turned 29, guys. Can you believe it? That's crazy. It's my last year in my 20s. I'm still letting that sink in a bit, but so far it's been pretty good. So for this month's favorites video, I have more items that were my favorites that were like less tangible items like podcasts and just favorite moments and lessons learned. So that is what I'm going to be diving into today. So I cannot wait to share that with you guys and just reflect on this awesome month. Okay, so my first favorite are a few new podcasts that I recently discovered this month and I absolutely love them. Alrighty, so the first podcast that I have been really loving is The Icons by Mimi and Alex Icon. They're like super OG YouTubers and I've been watching them since like 2010. It's been a long time and it's been really cool to see like how they built their business from YouTube to actual like physical product with Luxie hair and like just everything that they've been doing. And they recently started a podcast like a month ago, so it's really new. And I absolutely love it. They interview and just have deep conversations with people in the industry that they know that I have never really heard about, that's not too mainstream, but they have really interesting stories and just stuff about their life that is really interesting to learn about. And the style of their podcast is so relaxing. It's almost like you're sitting down next to them at like the kitchen table or on the couch and you're just participating in that conversation, and it's really relaxing and cool. So I've been loving listening to that when I'm driving around and it's just so peaceful. And Mimi and Alex get really deep into conversations, they ask great questions, and overall the vibe is just so good. So I will leave a link in the description if you guys want to go check out that podcast. The second podcast I discovered this month is The Life Coach School, and that one is totally different vibes from the one with Alex and Mimi, but I really like this one because they teach you so much about like, it's like life coaching and how you can build up like your goals and how you can tackle your dreams and just how to get organized, really, because I think I shared with you guys before that I feel like very unorganized, even though deep down I want to be organized. So it's really nice in this podcast that they share with you like tangible tips and like step-by-step what to do. Like a recent podcast episode I listened to was about to-do lists and how to organize them. I'm terrible at it, and so it was nice that they broke it down, like writing it out and how to think about getting everything you need to do out of your brain and into paper, and then you schedule it on a calendar and just that whole process. So I love this podcast because it's so tangible and it makes me feel like my goals and my dreams are achievable, but you have to take baby steps to get there. And I really like that. It's like you have a coach that you listen to, like your own personal life coach, and I really like that. I love that podcasts do that for you, and I've been really liking that one. And then the third podcast I've been loving is an oldie but a goodie, and it's going strong. It's the Gary Vee Show, Gary Vaynerchuk. I listened to him a lot a couple of years ago, and then I kind of stopped for a period and I would tune into like his Instagram and stuff, but now recently I've come back to his podcast and it's just always so motivating, and I always love what he shares about documenting and not creating and just being patient with yourself and your progress, whatever you guys are going through. And I just really love listening to his keynotes. He has awesome content if you didn't know that already, and it's just so nice to revisit it because it was such a good reminder of like my own journey and being patient with being a content creator and transitioning out of a 9-to-5 job. And it's been a whole crazy whirlwind, guys, and I feel like having resources like these and content like this has really grounded me and just kind of kept me sane. When you're like out wandering trying to figure out what to do, it can be very overwhelming, and so I've been tuning into these podcasts and it's been so helpful just kind of having a guide in some sense, because most of the time I'm by myself trying to figure out what to do and what's the next step. So it's really nice having a guide like this. So my next favorite is a favorite moment of the month or favorite memory. I started doing this back in my last favorites video and I really liked it, and I hope you guys do too. So one of my favorite moments from the month of March was my birthday. I turned 29 on March 11th and I celebrated by going to Disneyland with my friends, and I had such a great time. I will link the vlog. Right up here, I filmed a Disneyland vlog of our whole day adventure, and it was just so much fun. I haven't gone back to Disneyland with a whole group in so long, and if you guys don't know, I am a huge Disneyland fan, and it was just so awesome being like so freeing being there, and it's just amazing. We ate all the churros, we did all the things, and it was such a nice way to ring in 29. Guys, it's my last year in my 20s, but I also hear that the 30s are great too, so I'm just trying to enjoy this time, and that was one of my favorite memories. And then on my day of my actual birthday, I had everyone come over to our house, and my dad and I had made dumplings before. We did homemade dumplings, and we had a dumpling party, so I will insert some clips from there. I didn't make a full vlog from that day, but I will show it right here because it was such a wonderful memory. Remember, we ate so many dumplings, and it was such a nice way to have everyone gather all together at the house versus like going to a restaurant, because it can be so hard accommodating tons of people all at once.
Yeah, you should go hand in hand.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nancy.
Chop, chop, chop.
Happy birthday to you.
Make a wish. Make a wish.
That better be lemon.
Is it lemon fizz?
It's lemon.
Don't
Speech. Okay, I guess I have to give a speech.
It's mission
Oh, thanks guys so much for coming to my birthday. I love you all so much, and it warms my heart to have such a close group of friends that I never have. And I love you all so much. Thanks for coming here to eat all the food. My dad made the dumplings. More dumplings, but yeah, we're so excited you're here. Thank you. Yay! I just loved it. It was so much fun. I love dumplings. Guys, if you watch that vlog, the dumplings were amazing. And hopefully I can learn how to make it and I can show you guys in a future video. But guys, dumpling parties, that's where it's at. And lastly, I want to share with you guys a few life lessons that were my favorites from this past month. And they're also life lessons I've learned so far now that I am in my late 20s. So I shared this on my Instagram, and if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I'll link it right here. I love to connect with you guys there. And these 5 things I've learned was more like in comparison of when I was in my early 20s compared to now in my late 20s, now that I'm 29. So let's just dive in. I got really deep when I wrote this Instagram. The first lesson that I learned is you start to realize who and what actually deserves your energy and matters most. That's something I didn't realize when I was younger. I felt like I was just giving out my energy to everyone, every little thing, and I am a chronic people pleaser, and I'm a recovering people pleaser, which is why my energy was all over the place. But now that I'm a little older, I've kind of taken a step back and realized that I should only give my energy to things that really matter the most. Second lesson learned is you start to trust your intuition more, and for the most part, it never steers you wrong. And I've gone through a few like crazy life things in the past year where I really had to trust my gut, even though it was very uncomfortable and I had no idea what would be over, like, you know, the hill, the bridge. Is that the proper term? But anyways, like, I didn't really know what was gonna be on the other side, and I just had to trust my gut, and I did it, and I'm okay. I'm alive. Things are going well. It's not the end of the world, and it just goes to show that trusting your gut is like the best way to go. So the third lesson learned is when facing any difficult situation or times of uncertainty, you know in the end you'll get through it because you're more confident in yourself. And that couldn't be more true. I definitely feel more confident in myself now that I am older compared to my early 20s, and I think that just comes with like life experience and just everything that you go through at school, meeting new people, family, friends, like all sorts of stuff. And that doesn't mean that I'm like 100% confident all the time. I still get nervous, have anxiety from time to time, but you kind of do trust yourself a bit more because you have gone through so much in your life already that you realize, hey, I could get through this next thing that I'm working on. So you definitely have a lot more confidence. And if you are in a space where you're feeling less confident, don't worry, you are gonna get through it, and it just takes time to really build it up. And just know that you can. I think that's the most important thing, knowing that you can actually build up your confidence and that you're just not stuck at whatever level of confidence you're, you know, built with or you have right now, because you don't want to feel like you're ever stuck. And trust me, you're not stuck. You can get through this and you're amazing. Number 4 is be proud of yourself for how far you've come and excited for what the future holds. I think there's nothing better than being excited and proud of the progress that you've made, being proud of who you are, and just being excited for the future, you know, because we have so much power in building like our life that sometimes we forget that we have control of that, because we often feel like things are just happening to us, but really we have so much control over our lives and we can't forget that, and we just have to stay excited and positive. And number 5 is do what makes you happy. I feel like I've used that as a guideline now and a baseline. Whenever I am going through different situations, I always ask myself, does this bring me joy? Does this make me happy? And if it's a no, then I won't do it. Unless you really, really have to. There's certain things like that. But in the most part, if it does not bring you joy, don't do it. It's so amazing when you do things that are just aligned with who you are and that brings you happiness and joy, and it's just magical. So that wraps up my March favorites video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Your support has meant the world to me with this channel, and I love creating content for you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I post new videos every single week. If you guys have anything in particular that you want me to film for this channel, leave it in the comments below. I would love to see your video requests. Hope you guys are having the most wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye guys!